food is the best food ever.
Oh, fuck. I was craving shawarma earlier.
It's the best, man. Like,
good?
the shawarma palace salad is like
Oh.
probably one of my favorite things to eat.
Slaps. I love shawarma palace, the shawarma, and the garlic potatoes, and the salad. Just a platter, man. Just, oh, fuck. So good.
Yeah. It's the best.
You
And
guys
you know
say
what?
that-
Like, you go in there to get, and you're like, while they're making it, it's like night and day to Subway. When you're like, is that, like, are you only going to put 4 olives on? Like, is that how many pickles you're allowed to give me? We have to charge you extra. And then you go to Shawarma Palace, and you're like, I don't know if I can eat all that chicken. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, for me to say that's kind of too much chicken. You know?
I agree, man.
Like, you can barely close the thing, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's the best.
It is.
That's why I wanted to learn Arabic. That's why, honest to God, like, I've attempted it a few times, like, literally, because I want to go in there one day, and I want to just fucking be like, you know, shukaz, you know, like hey,
Yeah,
like,
sure.
I'd just be able to, just so that they give me more chicken. That's, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. So on that note, I think we should start the show with
Okay.
a famous Lebanese saying, "Shu batik wali omelet." Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Nutz Podcast. I'm your host, Dave, joined as always by my wonderful and lovely, talented co-hosts, Jordan Angus and the stud at the bottom, Mr. Paul Bourgon. Gentlemen, welcome to episode 57.
57.
Holy fuck, we're already there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You can hear
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
Nice. We got a banger of a show, gentlemen. We are doing Bits That Bite
we?
later on.
Do we, though?
Yeah, according to me.
Do we,
yeah. Every show
We'll
is a
see.
banger.
We'll see about that.
We got a great show, man. Bits That Bite. I got a very philosophical question I will be asking both of you about comedy. But we'll get to that in a minute. But first things first, man. Do you want to get right to it, or do we want to talk? Yeah, let's get right to it, man. A segment we love to call
How my bad.
You're watching Nutz Podcast, and this is how I hold my beer.
Oh, that never gets old. I would love to hold Aiden's beer any day. Gentlemen, this is Hold My Beer. We go around the virtual room, introduce our beverage of choice. Jordan has a streak of a different beverage every single episode, but we're not going to start with him. Let's start with Paul first. Paul, your beverage of choice for episode
I
57.
know I've never drank this before. It is Collective Arts Ransack the Universe.
Whoa.
What in God's name? What is that, a cat?
I think it's a
What are you
lion.
drinking it?
Might be,
Looks
yeah,
like
it's a lion.
Looks
And
like a
telling the
totem
truth.
pole or something.
For all I know, this could be jet fuel. I just saw it in the beer section, and I'm like, yeah, that'll get me on the list.
Ah. Wow, what a reaction, man. You've never reacted like that to a beer.
Holy fuck. I don't think he liked it.
Draws like a pencil.
Oh, God.
I love it.
For the folks at Collective Arts, I apologize. It's not my cup of tea.
What is it? It's an IPA?
Oh, it's an IPA.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Oh God, man, that is. What did I just put in my mouth?
Come on, it can't be that bad. Well, come on.
It may very well be the. I feel bad saying this, but least favorite beer I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's an IPA, which honestly makes me like it's like an internal thing now. Like, I have to try another one of their products just so that I'm not putting them down. Because if, let's just say, one of the people that worked there or owned the company was watching, they'd feel like shit right now if I said that. But like, it's just me and my taste buds. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm still gonna drink it, but you know.
It's gonna be hard to drink it though. Yeah. Oh yeah. Been there. Been fucking there.
So how would you rate this out of a 10? Are you going to give it like a negative? What the hell? What is that?
It's Pepto-Bismol, man.
I give it I'll give it I'll give it a 2.22.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not even the worst score we've ever had. That's not even the worst score.
I'm trying.
not.
I'm trying not to be mean to them. That's all. You know. But
No, Paul,
it's not my
just
favorite.
be mean.
Yeah, it's an
Be
IPA.
mean, man.
It's an IPA. So.
Yeah.
Be mean. 2.22. All right.
Oops.
I gotta apologize for my. I don't think I'm my. The tech here on my end is horrible this episode, so I'll apologize now.
See if you can get Raul back.
Yeah.
No, Raul has been deported. He's
Oh,
been deported.
Fucking
Yes.
Carney.
Yes, Carney deported him. All right, Jordan, over to you, man. What is your beverage of choice?
I have a Creemore Crispy Pilsner.
We can't see it.
There we go.
There we go. There we go.
I was looking at it, wondering what the fuck. Apparently, they fire brew their spring water because that's gonna make the beer taste even better.
How do you fire brew something?
I don't know. You put a pot over some fire. I don't fucking know.
Nice.
I just drink the beer, man.
Ultimately, really, like it's what no one's ever like. Oh my god! It's like I just took a dip in Lourdes. It's you drink the beer to get somewhere, right?
Yeah,
You know?
100%. My weekend has been about drinking beer and playing golf, and I'm almost out of beer. So,
Nice. All right.
you know what? Not bad. I'm not huge always on Pilsners, but I like this one. I'll give it a 7.31. I don't think I've had this one before. It's not bad.
Nice. Creemore. Very good. Very good. All right. I will finish the segment off with an Ottawa beer. Tooth and Nail from Tooth and Nail Brewery. They're a brewery on Irvine Street, and it's called Fortitude. So we'll give it a swig.
Oh, poor Paul.
Paul's he's still suffering from that beer. This one's good. It's a stout.
Huh.
Fortitude Stout. It's friggin' good, man. I like this one.
What is it? Tooth and Nail?
Tooth and Nail.
Never heard of them.
The comedy show there. Yeah, they're Ottawa based. I would give that one a 7.31. George.
Closer.
7.31. You guys having trouble hearing me?
Yeah, you choppy. I think you said 7.31 you were giving it, right?
7.31. How's my
There you
sound
go.
now?
You're back. Yeah, you're back.
I thought he was speaking Cantonese there for a second.
7.31. Yes, it's a good beer.
Nice.
All right, so that brings to a close. Hold my beer. I feel very disconnected. I got to be honest. I feel very disconnected this episode because I'm not on my usual computer. I don't have the usual microphone. I have choppy.
It almost feels like a Blue Monday. I don't know why. It's a Blue
just
Monday.
feels weird.
Yeah.
It
We're
feels
all.
like I feel like I'm at an open mic and it's just nobody but comedians. Like, it's just weird, man. Is it just
Well, we
you?
are. That's all you're.
This is the worst day. This is the worst day of my life.
I'm gonna blame the weather, man. I'm gonna blame the weather. It's not you, Dave. It's all of us. We're all like something's
I'm
off.
not the problem.
It's
You
not-
guys are all the problem.
me,
It's
it's
not
you.
me. Look, when I go to like an Il Vicolo and a bomb, it ain't me. It's not me. It's everybody else in the room.
Yep,
Am I right?
Yep. Yeah, 100%.
You guys should conform to my humor and laugh
Yeah.
at everything I say.
You're a fucking comedy genius, Dave.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've been suffering this last week
What's wrong, man? What's wrong?
with something called writer's block. You guys ever get writer's block?
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I struggle with it because sometimes I sit there to write something, and I'm staring at a blank piece of paper, and I think of all the old ideas I had and everything that I've recycled, and I can't think of anything original to save my freaking life. An hour goes by, and I've been on my phone, I've watched TV, I've done this, I've done that, and this and that. I can't tell you what that is, but I've done this and that at a rapid pace or medium pace. And an hour later, there's nothing on the page, man. How do you guys overcome writer's block, man? You guys deal with that?
Yeah. I have a couple techniques. Unless Paul wants to go first, if he has something that no. When I'm suffering from writer's block, actually, I go back to my old material and I try to refine some of the stuff that I don't do frequently. Instead of trying to write new stuff down, I go back to the old stuff and see if I can see it from a different angle, instead of trying to focus on the fact that I can't think of anything new. Otherwise, you are just going to be staring at a blank page for a fucking hour. And if you can't find something different on material that you have previously written down to make it any better, or you're just kind of stumped, just take a walk away. Walk away, man. I like to go outside. I like to spend actually a lot of time near the water. That helps me. I don't know why, but it helps me to sit near the water, either fish or just be near it. I don't know why, but it re-energizes my battery. And then I come back to it. So if you can take a weekend away, if you can go fishing or you can go to the beach or something, I don't know why, but it seems to help for me and works. So
that, man.
Yeah, it's you just need to energize your inner battery, and it does help a lot.
I've heard that, like, I forget where I heard it or read it, but somebody said reconnect with nature.
Yeah.
Like, if you got writer's block, go reconnect with nature. And I never do that. I don't reconnect with anything. So, yeah, that's interesting that you say that.
It's tough because as a comedian, you're like, well, there's nothing humorous about nature. That's not the point of it. It's just to reset your inner self to a point where you feel energized. And I find being out in nature helps me, and it does help a lot of people. But when you're kind of focusing on screens and stuff and disconnecting, it can bring you down. I don't know why,
Very
but
demoralizing, man.
Yeah,
it's very
simple.
Demoralizing.
Yeah, it's a simple thing that people don't realize. Sometimes just getting outside really does help.
That's interesting.
Not that it, like, I mean, I had stopped this long ago, but like when I used to smoke weed,
yeah,
like I could not put the pen to the paper fast enough.
Yeah,
or record or like the peppering of thoughts. I'm like, this is funny, this is funny, this is funny. But then you read it the next day and you're like, was I smoking dope last night, or was I sniffing Chinese boat glue?
Honestly, there was a time I smoked sativa, which, if you know anything about pot, like there's indica and sativa. I don't know, it stimulates more of your process for your brain. And
yep,
I spent like 3 to 4 hours just writing material after material after material, and I want to say I was specifically just writing sets. So I was like, okay, I'm going to write type 5 here, write another type 5 there, and just to practice them. And I want to say out of that writing session, I was able to amalgamate them all into one type 5 after practicing it. So yeah, I totally...
Fascinating.
I agree with Paul.
That is the question I've had. I've had this question, and I've wanted to ask certain comedians if they do this, and I've never asked them, but how strategic, like, okay, how can I word this? Are drugs a strategic part of your writing process?
It's not something I rely on or normally do. It's not, I know some do, but it's not something where like, okay, I'm going to smoke now and write material no, this was something that I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it, see what happens. And it's not something I rely on.
Yeah.
Because
but did it work? Did it work for you? It sounded like it worked for you.
It worked, but it's not something I went back to. It was like, okay, now I need to do this again.
Why not?
I mean,
I'm not going to use drugs as a clutch to be to try to achieve what I need.
Don't think of it as a crutch.
Well, why wouldn't you though?
It's so. I mean, like, I used to smoke dope all the time, right? And then I just stopped. I wasn't getting high anymore. I was just like, I'm a piece of shit. No one likes me. Like, you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
started to become not fun anymore.
Yep.
And then, like, of course, your buddies that smoke dope, you meet up with them, a month later, and they're like, "Hey, man," and they pull out a fucking beluga whale, a joint, and you think you still got it, and then you're just out of your mind, paranoid, and it's just like it does something to you, right? But the last time, I had a draw with a buddy of mine. I just took one hit, right? And even after just one hit, I was like, holy shit. Like I'm the way that I'm thinking, the things that are coming to mind, the way that I'm reacting to what he's saying, just a normal conversation, like things I'm looking at, I could feel it. So it's not like it's a crutch, but it's like there are things out there that are grow right out of the ground, that if you take them or do them, that your thought process changes, right? You're right though. If you're relying on that all the time, I think you just kind of have stoner humor, whatever. But all my jokes seem like I'm like on fucking DMT, anyways. But I've noticed that like that micro dosing kind of way to look at it is really the way to be. You should be doing drugs, period. I think I'm sure you guys have done mushrooms before. Like, long gone are the days where you grab a big fucking handful of mushrooms and you're like, and then like 2 hours later you're staring at the wall and you're like, no, I'm not gonna go to the moon. No, I'm not. I'm already there. You know what I mean? Like, try to get up on stage and doing that. But like, I remember I went to a cottage there a couple years ago, and a lot of the guys there were like, let's sit around the campfire and like maybe like have a couple caps of mushrooms or smoke some dope or whatever, and like just you're at a cottage, right? Which is typically the best setting for that kind of thing, in my opinion. And like, so I went into the place across from Absolute, the Shroomies or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, typical me, I walk up to the guy. I'm like, hey man, I'm looking for like a microdose amount of mushrooms where like, if I'm sitting around a campfire with some people who aren't doing it, they're not going to be terrified of me, so like something that like you can maintain conversation. And so he like the doctor recommended this like 0.02, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, like well, great. And like I almost was out of there, right? And I stopped and I turned around back to him. I'm like, hey man, what do you have that'll really fuck me up? Like, send me to the moon. You have any of that? And the guy's like, yeah, we got that too. Anyway, I couldn't touch it. Like, you know what I mean? I just couldn't, because like I'm saying, if you're using it as a crutch, like weed, I'm at that point now where if I smoke 2 or 3 hits, jokes are the last thing they're gonna worry about coming out of my mouth. Like, I almost called 911 last time I smoked dope. I sat in my shower till the hot water ran out of my house. I sat down on my ass in the shower with my head between my legs. And I'm like, what are you fucking doing with your life? What are you doing, man? Hand, like, thumb on 911. Like, 911, what's your emergency? Yeah, I smoked too much dope. So yeah, like there's a all things in moderation, right? But if you're doing it, if you're using it as a crutch, like you say, it'll get you nowhere, right?
No.
There's something cool about your natural thought, right? But the point I'm trying to make is sometimes there are things, like when you have a headache, you'll take Tylenol, right? When you have a writer's block, like there are things that that you can take, right? I recommend drawing. I honestly, I have a book in front of me and I just I'll doodle. I start doodling something. So putting my pen to paper, but like, I'll draw a face, or I'll draw like whatever. But like, I find
you're still stimulating the creative part of your brain, right?
Yeah. As opposed to fucking, going into my fridge and getting the whipping cream, doing whippets. You know what I mean? Like, gotta get that joke out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like I said, my jokes are weird enough as they are. Like, I don't need to add opium to that. Although I'd love to do opium. Typical Paul. Here he is. Hey, get me on the topic. You know.
Yeah.
Grandfathered in recipe, passed down from generations, best opium in the world, 3 days, unconscious in a fucking den. Where am I? Like, I love it. It'd be so fun.
That's interesting because you've got the one half of your brain is like it's all about structure, right? And then the other side is all about creativity. And most of my brain sits on the left side. So the creative side of my brain is like, it takes a while to get there, right? So I just wonder, and I've always wondered this, obviously drugs will open up that side of your mind, right?
Yeah.
And kind of get you thinking out of the box, because it seems every joke I write, it's like the fucking same thing. Like, it's the same structure. Like, how does it get to that next level, right, of creativity?
You're following a formula.
What comedians out there are multi-structural, though? You know what I mean? Like, most comedians are known for their humor. They're known for their style. They're known for the types of jokes that they tell. You know what I mean? Whether it be storytelling, whether it be one-liners, whether it be talking about dicks and fucking stuff.
And that's
about that.
Sorry.
Nobody talks about that, right?
But honestly, like, I think we said it before. Once you find out what your style is as a comic, you try to perfect that as best as you can. So that's your style. You know what your style is. You follow your own formula. And as much as, because I like to do one-liners too, but I don't go on stage and do them because it's not my style. It's not what people see me as. And I'm not talking about the comic community. I'm talking about like the audience members. They don't look at me and when I start going, they're not like, yeah, that's a one-liner comic. That's not at all.
I am the vice versa to what you're saying. I love to be able to tell stories. I just know when I get going, 45 minutes are going to go by and I still haven't made a point. You know what I mean? So you're good at that. You know what I mean? So, like, it's funny.
It's our styles, and that's what we're perfecting, our styles. So, Dave, as much as you might find it boring and whatever, sometimes it's okay, as long as you're able to continue with your style and find enjoyment out of it. Because eventually, if you find all your style boring, you're not going to enjoy it on stage. You're going to fucking hate it. And that automatically the audience is going to notice that. And that's when the crowd doesn't laugh.
Dave, I get what you're saying. Like, I wrote something down today, and like, as I was writing down, I'm like, fuck, this is just like me to write down something stupid like this, It's like Vin Diesel. Does Vin Diesel ever, like, you never see them in the Fast and Furious movies? You never see them at the gas station.
No.
You never see them filling up the gas. And I wondered, like, does Vin Diesel, like, is he always fast and furious, or is he ever slow and serene? And then I thought to myself, yeah, he probably is when he's with his family.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Like,
if I said that to anybody, they'd be like, "That's fucking ridiculous, Paul."
Yeah.
But like, I thought it was funny, and I wrote it down. But I think that might be another answer to your question. Write it down. No matter how silly it is, if it's something that made you go, like most of the crowd whenever I'm doing a show, like, if you get a out of yourself, write it down, and then you can mine it from there. But, we all go about writer's block a certain way, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I've never heard that reconnect. Well, I've heard of it, but I've never tried that reconnect with nature thing. That's interesting.
Nature is funny, Jordan. Like, you ever wonder why they call them leaves? Like, is that because they leave the tree? That's pretty funny.
No, you should.
Stays when they're on the tree, then leaves when they're. Anyway, see, typical me.
Well, maybe boring was not the word, but maybe it's known to me, like, you want to come up with that joke where you see it from an angle that no one has ever thought of before and go, holy shit, that's so original, that's so cool. So how do you get to that? When you look at things, you look at them like you're what's that thing that flies in the air? Fuck. losing my mind. A drone.
You weren't lying
Like-
about the creative, were you?
Hey, there you go. Fucking register. So you're looking at a subject, and your drone goes around and looks at it from every possible angle.
Yeah.
But
Are you? I don't know.
You always look at it from the same angles, right? So how do you get to like, oh fuck, like this? I've never looked at it from this angle. No one's
Are
ever
you-
thought of this before. Like it's so original.
You're not an overthinker, are you?
I don't know. Am I?
What are you talking about?
Are you an
Let me think
overthinker, Dave?
about that.
That-
I'm very
that's-
analytical, and structured, and that's part of the problem.
That's it.
In comedy, you got like structure only goes so far, right? You want to be just think about things in the weirdest possible ways, right?
Yeah. I pride myself on the few times that you guys like Dave, when I did that, I told you that Loco, the Ozzy Osbourne, and you're like, how did you think of that? You know, I was like, that was better than a laugh. You know, even my brother was like, that's genius. You know, yeah. I was like, fuck yeah, because it's funny. 'Cause I know, right?
Yeah.
But like, you do want to find something that's very, very original, and you know, like a lot of people say, like there aren't any original jokes. Yeah, come to Yuck Yucks on Wednesday and listen to what comes out of my mouth, and that's not even on glue. I'm not even on Chinese boat glue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's no, for sure, man.
Anyway, you know.
Anyway,
Go to a beach, go buy some water, somewhere where there's water, and smoke some weed, and just let your mind just write down whatever you're thinking. It'll be fucked up.
yeah, you know what I'm thinking? Too many dick jokes from comedians.
Yeah, talk about cum and semen and sex and all that. There's not enough of that out there, man.
Fucking this guy.
I-
And we were fucking
I think
and
this
I was
is
like,
my-
is that all you got? And he's like, oh my god. And it was like over too fast. And I was like, oh my god, I want more. So I pulled out my dildo. And then I just had my period. And then I was like, fucking, oh, there's my light.
You know.
my wish
Car opening.
my wish for the comedy world, not just Ottawa, but any I pray for more dick jokes. We need more dick jokes. We need more jokes about sex.
We need more dick jokes, like we need more Flintstones jokes, Dave. Yeah.
My wish is that every comedian that comes on, male or female, that
All
you
day,
start your
all
set
the time.
and your set. What's that?
All dicks, all the time.
That's it. That's all we need, man. That's what we need.
Sometimes dick jokes are funny. Sometimes fart jokes are funny. Sometimes those what are labeled as like not fodder, but like what's it called? Not cringe. What's it called when your jokes are like just shitty, like dirty jokes? Like, you know the word I'm looking for? Yeah,
Hacky.
yeah, hacky or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like you can be clever with them, right? Like I don't want to get up and talk about dicks and farts and stuff the whole time, but I'll tell you right now, I'm 43 years old, and I still to this day will like, you know, I'll laugh. At it, you know what I mean? It is funny, and it's something everybody does, and it's something everybody shares in common, but you can't talk about it because it's hacky or whatever. But like, if you can come up with a clever way to go about it, fine. But if you're just like, I fart all the time. I don't know if it's what I'm eating. I think I might have dietary. Oh, I feel another one coming on. You know, like it's that's not.
I want to hear about more dating apps. I want to hear about penis.
I got
jokes.
you. That's my whole set. That's right there. Now, you know what? I pride my set crap, and I know everybody sees it. It's the same way who people who don't watch like South Park. South Park, if you look at the face value of it, you're just listening and hearing fart jokes and poop jokes and what you think is, but there is always a lesson in every single South Park episode behind those jokes if you pay close enough attention. And that's what I urge. If you're listening to my crap and you think it's hack, listen to what the fuck I'm saying and read between the lines, because there's something else in there and you've all fucking missed it because you're focusing on the dick and the semen joke. There's something else always there. And I do that for myself. Otherwise, I would get bored. with my writing. I have to have a subliminal message, and if somebody, and there's a few audience members who have asked me if the joke was written based on a certain topic, and it shocks me when people realize that's why I did it. So pay attention. Please don't just focus on this is what you heard and that's all the joke is about, because you never know, there might be something else there. But yeah, if you're just talking about you farted and you had Chipotle and you got a shit stain and that's your joke, there's nothing else there. Yeah, we all know why you have a shit stain in your pants.
Have you guys ever had Chipotle?
No. Is it good?
Chipotle, the restaurant?
It'll make you fart.
100%. I love Chipotle. It's great.
It's definitely good though.
Yeah.
I still want to try Chick-fil-A.
I haven't yet either, and
it's like meeting your hero. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I have trepidations to it. It's like, what if it sucks? Then like, I'm salivating just thinking about it. But like,
I keep showing up on Sunday.
Let down and be like, oh, all this time. Like the idea of it is just like, I've heard it's so good. I almost don't need to try it.
I've never been to Chick-fil-A, but I've been to Dick-fil-A.
Dave.
There you go. Hey, come on, man. I'm going to write that one down and put it in my next set. Dick-fil-A.
Write it down, no matter how stupid it is.
Yeah, I got a couple stupid ones for you in a little bit.
Save it for Bits That Bite, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
All right, are we? Is it time to get to Bits That Bite?
Why not? Might as well roll into it.
Why not? As long as it's the dick joke version of Bits That Bite. So here we go. Bits That Bite.
Boo!
This is probably the greatest segment in the history of podcasts. Bits That Bite, where we each introduce a joke or a short bit that we have written but never performed on stage yet. And depending on the reaction, it may never see the stage.
Or it does.
What's that?
Or it does, because there's been a couple I've said on here you guys told me I had to do on stage, and I did. So
sometimes it's dick-related or dating app or something like that. So who wants to start? Do you want to start, Jordan? Or
yeah.
Me?
If you want to start, Dave? Yeah, no, go ahead, Dave. I want to hear yours. My joke is just an autistic bisexual joke, so.
Oh, beautiful. All right. So I am. I'll start this off. This is something I wrote. Obviously, it's a segment called "Things That Piss Me Off." So I want to like talk about things that piss me off and have a series of different things. But I'll just introduce I'll do maybe 2 or 3 of them. So hey, do you guys want to hear what really pisses me off these days?
Yeah. What grinds your gears?
What grinds my gears? You know what? When I tell someone I'm going to watch wrestling and they say, "You know that wrestling is fake, right? You know that it's fake, right? Really? You mean that guy is not a real clown and his real name is not Doink?" You know what else pisses me off? You guys want to know what else pisses me off?
What pisses you off, Dave?
Fucking reality TV shows, man. I hate reality TV. My wife watches them, and I always say, "Turn that fake garbage off and put it on WWE, would you?"
There you go. Yeah. Okay.
Last thing. Do you want to hear the last thing that pisses? You want to hear what pisses me off?
Yeah.
You know when you go to a restaurant and you're paying the bill and there's like 18% tip, right, built in.
Yeah. What the fuck?
18% tip. That's very presumptuous. You're presuming that I'm a good tipper.
Okay.
That is my Bits That Bite. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are not standing and clapping, so I don't get it.
I don't think that bites. I think it's funny.
I like the connection with WWE to reality TV, but I think you need to make it more relevant to now, because a lot of people aren't going to know who Doink the Clown is. You know? That's an old reference too. Like,
well, I was trying to think of like a really goofy character. You mean his name is not really The Rock?
Yeah. You could say Brett's not actually a hitman. Like, yeah. But I like the connection. I like the connection to reality TV with sports entertainment wrestling. That's good. I like that.
Thank you.
Fun.
All right, that was my bit. So, Paul, Jordan, who goes next?
Go ahead, Jordan.
I'll do. I got two, but this one's really quick. Okay. I've been desk scrolling on Facebook, and I've gotten really into golf. So all my algorithm has is golf reels. But it's concerning me because after all the golf reels, I'm getting ads for erectile dysfunction. And like, I don't have that. My 3-wood works just fine. So that's my dick joke.
yeah.
For Paul.
Yes.
That's for Paul.
Yeah. Woo! Love
No
the
longer
dick
a putter.
joke,
Yeah, it's no longer a putter.
man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir,
I always
love it, man.
find the wet hazard. That's
hole.
for sure. No, I don't find the hole. I find the water, buddy.
Jordan,
Even
how
after
do you wash?
6 or 7 shots.
How do you wash your balls, Jordan? How do you wash your balls?
Spit on them.
You spit on them or someone else?
Somebody's gonna spit on them.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Tiger.
Anyway, so yeah, no, my actual one I'm working on. Maybe you guys can help me out a little bit with this. Is I'm a huge Star Wars junkie, and a lot of my friends are pissed off that Disney bought Star Wars. And I always say to them, look at the bright side. It could be worse. TLC could have bought Star Wars, and then we would have been stuck with Jabba the Hutt's 600-pound life, or
I like that one.
Little Jawa's Big World, you know, or
That's funny, man.
trans-programmable droids, where like C-3PO wants to be an astromech droid. Like, at least we don't have that, okay?
I like those, man. Those are good. Those are funny, man.
Chewbacca would have a show, be like, you know, like a cooking show. You know,
Yeah.
Chewbacca would definitely have a cooking show. Yeah, Wookiees cookies. Right?
And you get pissed off because every order comes back with hair in it.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that 600-pound life one. That was good.
Yeah, that should be the end one, eh?
Yeah, because that gives a good visual. It gives a great visual, man.
Yeah, okay, I gotta work on that though a little bit. I think I need it to flow.
Poor
like it,
Jabba
man.
the Hutt. You know, like he was once a baby. He was once a child, an innocent child, and
Then it became a slug gangster.
the
he born
temptations
or
of
hatched?
power just got to him. You know what I mean? And
Was he born or hatched?
we feel bad
That's
for
an
him.
inch.
Well, God hopes for his poor mother if he wasn't born. Right?
He was born
Yeah.
not 9
that
pounds 2
next
ounces.
baby,
He was
that next
200 pounds.
baby walked out of there. Right? He didn't have enough room to twirl a cane. Okay, this is ridiculous. Like this is just
Oh,
absolutely ridiculous. Pretty quick.
man.
I think we should all take a moment and realize just how lucky we are that big pox was never an epidemic.
What? I didn't catch that. What was it?
Yeah, no one really. Yeah,
No, I haven't. No, it's because of the tech. The tech.
it's about smallpox.
Yep.
Okay, I think we should all take a moment and realize how lucky we are that big pox never became an epidemic. what would you rather have? You know, like if I had my choice of the two boxes, I mean, it's like regular strength Tylenol and extra strength. You know, like
Small, medium, and large pox.
which aisle are your big pox medication in? They're right next to the smallpox medication. Yeah.
Oh my God, that hits good. Man.
That's that. Yeah.
That hits good, you know.
I got it right away. That's really funny, Paul. That's
Yeah, you cut out a little bit, Paul. That's why I didn't hear it right away. So
Yeah, and I don't know how to word it. I just, again, right? I mean, it's
you
not
say it again?
necessarily the way the joke could go, but I mean, just like all of our stuff, I was watching something and they were talking about smallpox, and I just was like, man, imagine there's big pox, and I was like, hey, and so I wrote it down. You know, no matter how stupid it is, I wrote it down, and like,
how does the joke go again?
I think we should all take a moment and realize how lucky we are that big pox never became an epidemic.
I like it. I fucking like it, man. That hit good. Like it fucking hit. Well, you thought I would hit Jordan.
yeah, you got me. You got me for
good.
It's
for real.
so
You're
stupid.
right, man.
Yeah.
No, but
It-
you know what? Seriously, was there a big pox? Like, why was it a small
No,
pox?
man, there wasn't.
Why was it called
It
smallpox?
was
in the
just
first
called
place?
smallpox. But like,
Why,
you should be
though?
thankful. Just saying. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google that after the show, man, because that's the left part of my brain, right? Like, why
Already did.
why was it called smallpox?
Already Googled it.
So why
Yeah.
why was it called smallpox?
I don't know, man. Because it wasn't big.
I need the end. I need more than that. I need more than that, Paul. I need more.
Was it Jonas Salk
It had to be a reason.
who cured? No, it was polio. I think he cured. Jonas Salk cured polio, I think. But hey, I
You
don't
already
know.
got a polio joke, man. You can string all these together.
I-
Got
I-
polio, smallpox. fuck.
Yes, I did.
Dinosaur?
I did it last night, and
That's awesome, man.
yeah.
That, I'm telling you, some people, it's really tough. I said this to my cousin actually because I have a lot of jokes. They're smart, so I have like a lot of intellectual jokes. And she asked me how come I never do those on stage, and I said it's really mean to say it, but I have to dumb down a lot of my material, otherwise it goes over people's heads, and I can't.
You're not wrong. You
I
are
can't,
not
like-
wrong, man.
Yeah.
No,
Honest to God, you
That's true.
gotta, like, rule number one: know your crowd. Like,
yeah,
if you're, you know, if you're doing comedy for the, you know, the fucking. I'm not even gonna finish the sentence, but like some people might not pick up on your just what you're talking about, like that Blacks joke. Like I really have to let them know there used to be a photography store name called Blacks Photography. You know,
yes, you really have to dumb it down for. I'm not saying our audience is dumb,
You know,
but people think comics are dumb, and I think that's what sucks. They assume that because of what we do, we are just not intellectual, and that's usually the opposite.
that is far from the truth, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
we
true. That's
a lot
good
of
point.
comics have to dumb down the material because it will fly over the head. We have a lot of the time is researching and just to make sure that our facts are straight, so you don't have somebody yelling during the show that we're wrong. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
You
like,
know?
you know,
It's so true.
like, have you ever thought of have you ever, like, your retort to something was right on the money, and it was just like, it was so quick and so funny that it wasn't funny. It was smart, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
That you're like, fuck, that was like I wish I wasn't by myself right now talking to the TV, and like, you know, my buddy Craig. I don't know if I told you this once. My buddy Craig and I we're in a cab going to Orange Monkey to play pool one night. Okay, so we're driving down Preston Street. I'll never forget this. Okay, and my buddy Craig is a flat out genius, no matter what way. And his response to you is, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, you know," but miles ahead of you. And we're driving down Preston Street, and we get to like Preston and Gladstone, the Luciano's. You know, it's like a Italian food store.
Yep.
And like I'm looking out the window this way, and he's like on his phone, and we mentioned something about my father. My father had died when I was 5 years old, and we just got to the intersection, and I like drive by Luciano's, and I often like to do this with my buddies, like make them feel awkward. Like, yeah, well, at least you have a dad. You know, yeah, I wish I could hang out with my dad. And they're like, fuck, Paul, why'd you say that? You know, just to see the looks on their face. And we drive by Luciano's, and I look at it, I'm like, I wonder what my dad would have bought if he went to Luciano's. And Craig's on his phone, and he goes, passed away?
Oh,
Like,
oh my.
like right away. He's just
Oh,
like,
boy.
passed away? And the two of us, if you know the geography of what I'm talking about, from Somerset and Preston to not Bronson, but Scott Street. Turn Scott Street into the city center, park the cab, pay, get out, walk up. That entire time, the two of us couldn't fucking speak. The two of us were like hysterics, like in pain, laughing at how that situation, how fast that was, and it was like, it's funny, passed away, but he said it so quick and so fast. It's like, that's genius. Like, you know what I mean? So, long story short, I don't think, you know, just because you're a comedian, you're an idiot. You know, there's something about being funny that, you know, you're thinking things differently, right?
Yep.
Well, look at the. I want to say it was the first time I met Dave. Was the Buster show where Zach was headlining, and it was the trivia. You guys do trivia at the end of the Too Funny shows, right? And my teammate was my good buddy Jacob, and it was just the two of us.
You won.
And I'm just flying through the trivia questions, and he's like, "How the fuck do you know that?" And I'm like, "I know a lot of stupid shit." Like, and I think it was Zach and I at the end. We're both comics, and it's just you know, a lot of random shit.
Zach's a very smart guy, you know.
Oh, God.
You can tell just by talking to him.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Anyway,
I just got to find a way now to dumb down the Doink the Clown joke, and we'll be fine.
I saw Doink the Clown. I saw Dink, Doink, and what was the other one? What was the other clown? There's a little one. There's a little person clown. I saw them both. Yeah, when it was at the Civic Center a long time ago.
Dink and Doink. I don't know. I just know Doink.
Dink and Doink. Comedians are smart, eh? Yeah, Dink and Doink, they're funny.
All right. We got one more thing to do, gentlemen. What is it called?
Final thoughts.
Dernier thoughts.
Final thoughts. Here we go.
Oh, sorry.
Jordan with the hairbrush. I love it, man.
Lint roller, man. Lint roller.
Episode 57. We got final thoughts, and before we get to that, I should remind everybody, which I should have done about 47 minutes ago, to make sure that you look down below Paul, like, subscribe, comment, follow us on Instagram, do all that good stuff, please, and thank you. Just 47 minutes too late. All right, final thoughts. Let's go right there. Paul Bourgon.
David,
Which, by the way, Paul.
Do you have a show tomorrow at Parliament?
Yes, sir.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, I might pop in to see if I can scoop a lotto spot from you. I'm doing Yuck Yucks on Wednesday, and I've got a few people that are coming out. Just hopefully they can not wait another year and a half to put me on. So I'm actually looking forward to it. You know.
I think I'm bringing 10 people to your show.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of us coming. Yeah. I might be a little bit late myself, but I'll have a table or whatever reserved. But yeah, I got people coming.
It's amazing.
That's
man.
on Wednesday, Paul?
Yeah.
Wednesday?
Yeah. What's that, Dave?
It was it's this Wednesday.
This Wednesday. Correct? So I'm doing Yuck Yucks on Wednesday, and not this Saturday, but next Saturday is the show, Jordan?
Yeah, next Saturday, May 31st. Yeah.
So I got that going on. We were touched on it before about like what do you do when you have writer's block, guys. I go weeks sometimes without writing, you know, and like sometimes it'll hit me and I'll write 2 or 3 things, you know. So I mean, I not to rehash what we were talking about before, but I don't think it's a bad thing if you like when people are like you gotta write every day. Like you're gonna end up just writing. I have to write every day. I like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Jack Torrance over here. If you guys get that reference, The Shining.
Less pressure too, though.
All work, no play makes Jack a dull boy. Anyway, so hopefully all the ridiculous things that I've been writing down in 3s every 4 weeks will go over well on Wednesday. But Jordan, thanks man for coming. I know I can count on you for that. That's awesome.
Yeah, of course. I'll only be maybe like a couple minutes behind because I have a softball game, so I'm going from one end of town to the other. I know, but I'm 2 games in a row. I've had a home run, so I gotta get the trifecta there, buddy.
You not have a home run, man. The ball. you know, I've struck out in softball. That's embarrassing. Yeah.
Well, they get some good pitchers, man. Anyways, yeah. Sorry, changes.
When I get a hold of that thing, though, baby, they're still in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you. But yeah,
right.
I love you guys.
Awesome. All right, Jordan, let's go to you. Your final thoughts.
Okay, I got two things. One really important thing at the end. So we'll start off with we have the show May 31st. Paul, you're going to be performing with the LOL guys. Cornwall is invading Gatineau with you to put on a show. I will be there, but I'm just watching. I got May 26th at the Barley Mow, and I'm May 20th. I'm at Lock March as well. I'm trying to take it a little bit easier. I'm trying to take a little bit of a break. I need it. But yeah, I will be there May 21st to watch Paul at Yuck Yucks. I'm excited for that. Most importantly, tomorrow is a holiday. It's May 19th, Victoria Day. So I am spending that by golfing 27 holes tomorrow. That's the most important thing. It's for fuck's sake. So I plan on having a miserable day, but at least there'll be beer.
Nice.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Right on. Thank you, Jordan, and good luck on those 27 holes. My final thoughts, I got Barley Mow Monday night. I got actually a spot at Eddie's Diner on Wednesday. So, Paul, I will not be able to attend your show.
All good, man.
Eddie's Diner. And my final thought, Ottawa comedians, we need more dick jokes. More dick jokes.
I got a ton.
More dick jokes.
Circumcised or uncircumcised?
More dick jokes.
But which dicks? Circumcised or uncircumcised? Black dicks? Chinese dicks? Which dicks do you want? Like, Dave,
All of the above.
there's so much material.
Not enough dick jokes. With that, thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Paul. Thank you to our 102 subscribers. We love you all, and we'll see you next time.